Israel's legal team says the country has complied with measures imposed by the International Court of Justice earlier this year. Addressing the court, Israel said it has a right to defend itself. Israel presented its reply to South Africa's presentation, in which Pretoria has requested the ICJ to impose measures that include Israel halting its military operations in Rafah and Gaza. Israel says its operations are aimed at stopping Hamas from launching attacks on Israel in the future. SABC News correspondent Cadier has more.
Was all about Israel presenting its defense against the accusations by South Africa that the military operation by Israel in Rafah presents a further breach of the Genocide Convention. South Africa asking the International Court of Justice in the Peace Palace behind me to order Israel to stop all military action in Rafah and allow for the full humanitarian access to all UN agencies, journalists and international observers into the Gaza Strip. Now, the defense from Israel was mounted today. We saw the Israeli legal teams accusing South Africa of using erroneous information sourced directly from Hamas and therefore not worthy of this court, saying that the case by South Africa was based on erroneous information, saying that it doesn't matter how many times you call something a genocide, it does not make it a genocide. That was the perspective from the Israeli teams, also saying that Israel respects international law, has launched criminal investigations into allegations of breaching international law, either by Israeli soldiers or others, since the start of this war, making it clear that they reject South Africa's accusations altogether. An interesting detail at the end of the Israeli defense, when the lawyers were wrapping up their argument, a protester inside the courtroom shouting liars at them was very quickly escorted out. And finally, one of the judges asked Israel for more information about the humanitarian situation in specific areas of Rafah and Gaza. So clearly this case will keep rumbling on. We expect a decision on whether or not to order Israel to stop their operations in Rafah in the coming week. That will be legally binding, but the enforcement of these orders is down to the UN Security Council, which means a US veto could still block any enforcements against Israel of these orders. But we know that Washington, D.C. and the Israeli government do not see eye to eye on their operations in Rafah, meaning that this case, brought by South Africa on the operation in Rafah, could be a game changer in the coming weeks. Cadier, SABC News, The Hague.